Hello. Happy Thursday. I'm back. Guess what I have? We're back at it, baby. Listen, I heard JLR is going around suing YouTubers. So let me find out what's coming my way. For what? Reading a book? Anyways, welcome back. We are doing the reading of JLR's lawsuits, and it's been quite interesting. Let me see. What did we leave off on last time? Oh, that's right. Michael Jackson, Kobe Bryant, R. Kelly. And we're starting with Mike Tyson today. I thought he can't sue anyone anymore. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But welcome back. Hi, I'm Melly. Thank you for being here. We are, like I said, reading a plethora of JLR's lawsuits. This book is public information. This is all opinion based. This is all for fun. Like I said, the book is on Amazon. You can buy it. We're just reading it here together. I saw Miss B become a member. Hello, Miss B. I saw Debbie, born twice. Evie, already timed someone out. Good for you. Pizza ATS. Hi, Simon. Hello, Crease. Abuelita Laserdem. I keep falling asleep to these lives. It's great. Thank you, Pizza. Hey, Ramon. Hello, Barry. And hello, Looking Beyond. Yeah, I know. He didn't sue Michael Jordan yet. I actually just started a list on all the lawsuits because it's so many. And I will be releasing these on clips as well. So I should be dropping some of them tonight, but please go ahead and give your girl a like. Really helps push me into the algorithm, and I would really appreciate that. So let's get right into it. I have my drink. Hello, Green. Good to see you, love. Let's get started. So, here we go. This is a book that we're reading. We did already read the autobiography. If you want to, I'm not going in any order. I didn't do part 1, part 2, part 3 because it's not necessary. You can just jump in whenever, and they're all a couple page lawsuits, so it's not really too complicated. Let's get started, and please do check out the playlist, all the playlists. I would appreciate that. Shout out to all the replay viewers as well, and all the new subbies. So this says Jonathan Lee Riches versus Mike Tyson, aka Iron Mike. Complaint. Oh, let me put the chat up. My bad. Complaint. Assault and battery. This is your little bedtime reading. So whether you're listening, or maybe it's not. Maybe you're cleaning or something. I don't know. Assault and battery, TRO. Comes now the plaintiff, Jonathan Lee Riches, in pro se moves the Honorable Court to issue an order for the defendant named in the suit to respond. This is a civil rights violation and illegal crimes pursuant to assault, battery, threats, stalking, harassment, and psychological trauma. Plaintiff also moves this Honorable Court to issue a TRO against defendant forbidding further contact with plaintiff. Plaintiff seeks $4 billion in damages for defendant. Plaintiff prays for relief. Plaintiff Jonathan Lee Riches is an international diamond dealer from Tampa, Florida, currently residing in South Carolina. Oh, that was it. That's short. September 10th, 2007. That was a short one against Mike Tyson. The next one. Jonathan Lee Riches versus 50 Cent, the rapper, aka Curtis Jackson. Definitely won't be finding JLR in the club. Civil complaint. This is a complaint pursuant to copyright infringement, violation of the Copyright Act 17, extortion activity, and violation of the Federal Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, known for RICO. Comes now the plaintiff, Jonathan Lee Riches, and pro se moves this Honorable Court to issue an order for the defendant named in this suit. Plaintiff seeks statutory damages pursuant to 17 U.S.C. 504, prohibiting 50 Cent from further infringing conduct and requiring him to destroy all copies of Jonathan Lee Riches' material made in violation of plaintiff's exclusive rights. Plaintiff seeks $35 billion in damages. Plaintiff prays for relief. 1. JLR, a professional actor, model, and entertainer? Wait, when was JLR a model? For like what? Calvin Klein? Please, baby Jesus. Yeah, model, entertainer, and broadcast at JLR show throughout the state. JLR has starred in numerous Hollywood films, including Swordfish, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, The Karate Kid, Gino Romano, Catch Me If You Can, One Night in Paris, and JLR is also an international model with mainline models of King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. Green-eyed said a model prisoner. Listen, I did not see him in Swordfish or Pee-wee's Big Adventure. JLR is also a professional ghostwriter for mainstream and underground musicians, including the defendant. Jonathan Lee Riches has written poems, lyrics, books, and manuscripts on cybercrime, know-how, and prevention. Jonathan Lee Riches is a trademarked name. JLR is a global conglomerate of products, i.e., Jonathan Lee Riches fashion line, Jonathan Lee Riches fitness centers, Jonathan Lee Riches School of Entertainment. Oh my gosh, I'm seriously dying. What is a fashion line? I did not know some of this stuff. Defendant and I have known each other since childhood. He's saying he has known 50 Cent since childhood. Defendant and I have known each other since childhood. Defendant hired the services of JLR Investigations in December of 1999. I provided defendants any information on anyone. I had access to 3 major credit reporting agencies, Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. I had access to nationwide DMV records. I had unlimited access to private investigating sites like ChoicePoint, LexisNexis, Quick Info, Axiom, First Data, and US Search. I had access to hardware and software to create encoded data, licenses, passports, clone phones, and I had access to internal phone switches, call routing, ANI spoofing. I used social engineering methods, aka pre-texting, combined with all the previously mentioned tools that allowed me to accomplish anything. Defendant has a new album due for release on September 11th, 2007, titled 𝗠𝗲𝗹𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗏. This album contains numerous JLR copyrighted lyrics and material. I did not authorize the release of this material to defendant. A lot of the lyrics deal with cybercrime, as defendant has told me this is a new direction he wants to go. Defendant told me to write phrases and themes dealing with these topics. This copyrighted material was stolen from me by defendant on May 7th, 2007. Credit cards, debts I charge, I rock like, wait, quote unquote, credit cards, debts I charge, I rock like Pat Benatar. I'm the Optimus Prime of cybercrime, the Tiger Woods of cyberhood, the Mickey Mantle of financials. I'm the computer looter, Western Union abuser, the rap Lex Luthor. I start a fraudocracy, cause credit cards are a mockery. It's hard to stop me from pushing carts on shopping sprees. So these are the lyrics, allegedly, he created for 50 Cent. My skills on the web coincide like Bill and Ted. My brain trained to entertain identities, got names to change for centuries. The Taliban of scams, I'll WMD your identity. I love you, identity theft. My scams slam like the WWF. A phone freaker coming out your home speakers. I'm the Einstein of identity crimes. My cyber skills give you Siberian chills. That cop Mark Furman couldn't stop my credit card splurging. I'm the crook who took Capital One funds. Factual been done. What the fuck? Wait, are those in actual 50 Cent lyrics? I think we're gonna have to look this up. That is wild. Not a whole rap. My skills on the web coincide like Bill and Ted. A phone freaker coming out your home speakers. Number 5, on June 10th, 2001, defendant hired the services of JLR Hacking. Defendant wanted Neiman Marcus clothing to wear in his music videos. Defendant hired me to hack into Neiman Marcus customer accounts to obtain instant credit to shop unlimited. We got 25 million in free clothing. On March 22nd, 2002, defendant JLR Revenge, March 22nd, 2002, defendant hired JLR Revenge LLC. Defendant was having personal problems with other global music artists. Defendant had child support obligations with 80s pop group Bananarama. Defendant told me to make Bananarama's life miserable. Defendant hired me to send gravel, moving vans, strippers, dumpsters, junk mail to their home. Defendant had me shut off their power, phones, water, and cancel their credit cards, etc. The artist 𝗼𝗲𝗄𝗃 owed defendant an NHL hockey bets. Defendant had me put cell phone service around the country in 𝗼𝗲𝗄𝗃's social security number and call 1-900 service to run them up. On January 17th, 2003, sold my JLR story to FX, who created a show called The Riches. January 27th, 2003, defendant sold the copyright to my book From Rags to Jonathan Lee Riches to Tower Records without my consent. Defendant 50 Cent bought 𝗶ci Williamsburg, Neverland Ranch, Sago Mine, the Apollo Theater, and Boston's Big Dig Tunnel with the proceeds. Preliminary injunction, TRO. Plaintiff moves this honorable court to issue a preliminary injunction, TRO, prohibiting 50 Cent from releasing his September 11th, 2000 new album titled 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Plaintiff's professional acting entertainment and modeling career is in jeopardy. If this motion does not reach the court in time, plaintiff moves this court to halt the record of the sales of 50 Cent's new album, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Conclusion. Plaintiff moves the honorable court to issue an order for defendant to respond. Plaintiff has suffered major depression, grief, and constant harassment from defendant. Respectfully submitted, JLR. Yo. Oh my goodness. Okay, this next lawsuit is out. It's literally out of control. You will not even believe this. JLR plaintiff versus everyone in the next 5 pages. Anyone from George W. Bush, Richard B. Cheney, Jon Snow, Uniform Commercial Code, Carlos Gutierrez, Elaine Chao, Hillary Rodham Clinton, James Hoffa, Google.com, AccuWeather.com, Osama bin Laden, Sean Carter, Queen of England, tobacco? Wait, no, it's literally pages. All of these pages. Look at all the people involved in this lawsuit. I'm about to read to you. Perez Hilton, Kingdom Hall of the Jehovah's Witness, Blake Lively, Consulate General of Nigeria, the Salvation Army, Jewish State of Israel, John E. Potter, I'm just reading some of them, CNN, Magna Carta, tsunami victims. What? What did the tsunami victims do to you at JLR? The Houston Chronicle, satellite radio, Al-Qaeda, Donald J. Trump Plaza, Chris Berman, the Vatican, the Taliban, Tara Reid, Saddam Hussein, Jewish workers, NBC, Universal Studios, Brad Pitt, OSHA. He's literally suing OSHA. Christina Applegate, Space Museum, Norton, Kellogg Brown, all the Buddhists in the world. Ask Jeeves. AskJeeves.com. That was my shit back in the day too. Vladimir Putin. Oh my gosh. Literally everyone in the world. I can't even read all. Anna Nicole Smith, Marine Corps. I'm just reading some out of. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and a half pages of defendants. So I will make this into a short so you guys can look it up. Pizza Hut. Wait, Pizza Hut is in here. He said Pizza Hut. King James Bible, Department of Housing and Urban Development, Smithsonian Institute, NASCAR, Illuminati, Native American Fish Society. What is he on? Whatever drug he's on, please do not make that for the streets. Robert C. Bonner, Ming Dynasty, General Motors, www.ebay.com, Scientology, Internet Corporation, Bill O'Reilly, Janet Reno, House of Rothschild, ice cream, Ben and Jerry's ice cream. What did Ben and Jerry's ice cream do to him? Yo. Telephone Freakers, Research Sensor Chemical Bio Research Center. Gangs in Hong Kong. The United Methodist Church. Okay, let's look who's on the next one. Those are just some. I'm skipping a lot. Michael J. Fox, Express Credit Card, Verizon, Islamic Relief Organization, Revolutionary Armed Forces, Kraft Foods, The Situation Room on CNN, include CNN, Demi Moore. Oh, what are we going to do? He's suing the damn Webster's Dictionary. Damn it. Rosie O'Donnell, Leanne Rimes, USA Today. Oh, here it is. The Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower. Oh, the Centers for Disease, CDC. Okay. Home Depot. United States Secret Service. Russell Crowe. United States Olympic Committee. Humane Society. Plymouth Rock. Marco Polo. Wildlife Refuge. The Appalachian Trail. Notre Dame. U.S. Capitol Police. The Sundance Film Festival. Boy Scouts of America. Pennsylvania Turnpike. Alcohol, Tobacco, and the ATF. Julia Roberts. Harrison Ford. The Bolivian Mafia. Vietnam Veterans of America. This is absolutely insane. Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints. The Waffle House. Make-A-Wish Foundation. Merck Pharmaceuticals. Not the Waffle House and the Pizza Hut. Exploited children. Hamas. Huggies. Like the diapers? Hubble Space Telescope. J.K. Rowling. Oh no, not the Harry Potter author. You leave her alone. Lucy Liu, Bob Barker, Criminal Court ICC, Danny Glober. I'm just reading some of these. Drew Barrymore, Islamic Muslim Brotherhood, all national abortion clinics. That's it. I'm ending the live. He said the Virgin Mary. The Virgin Mary is in here. World Wide Web, Catholic Church, the gay Catholic priest. What? Motley Rice, Queen Rania of Jordan, Science Temple of America, the Boston Market, Scott McClellan, Oprah. Yeah, you can sue Oprah. We'll allow that. Zanuck Institute for Media Domination and Talmudic Studies. Pirates? Cove Miniature Golf Course. Hannibal Lecter. The Grammys. The FBI. Psychology, Socialism, Minnesota Vikings, Michael V. Hayden, Princess Diana, Charles Schwab, Ashanti Goldfields, Dynasty 7, The Great Wall of China. Well, that's nice. That's nice. The Department of Justice. Okay. Great Britain. All right. Barclays. I feel like this is a fucking joke. Boys and Girls Clubs of America, Chernobyl, Justin Timberlake, the World Anti-Doping Agency, Howard Dean, the Liberty Bell, Betty Crocker, the Alzheimer's Association, www.paynotaxes.com. That's who he's suing. Martha Stewart, the Quaker Oats, Nobel Peace Prize, Lazy Boy, the furniture store, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Skittles candy. Somebody said, and this is hella funny, is Nancy Guthrie in there? Dude. Suddenly, we have questions. Okay, here we go. Complaint. 11 pages of that. New World Order Against Mankind. This is a complaint under 42 USC 1983 civil rights violation by the Constitution and the laws of the US and federal tort claims. Okay. Including treason, explosive, perjury. Okay, let's move on to the sex abuse, rape, invasion, threats to commit violent malpractices, aggravation, nuances. Comes now plaintiff JLR and pro se moves this court to issue an order for all of the defendants named in this suit to give a response. Moves this honorable court to list all defendants and complaints separately, not etc. all, as the plaintiff is claiming that his federal and state constitutional rights are being violated under 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 13 and 14th Amendments of the Constitution. Relief requested plaintiff is seeking 379-111-339-00000000 trillion dollars, backed by gold or silver delivered by the UPS to the federal institution in South Carolina. Vast conspiracy defendants for the New World Order, forcing the Uniform Commercial Code, UCC, on my life. False pretenses created all caps of my flesh and blood name, forcing me to do business with de facto and legis U.S. government. The defendants, through subliminal message and RFID on star chips combined with daily life technology, suckered me into contractual obligation. The Federal Reserve Bank is unconstitutional. Federal Reserve notes are backed by no substance except the American citizen's promise. The defendants are spreading this concept globally, preventing anyone from leaving this planet. Flights from travel agencies are suspended, according to Travelocity.com. George Bush is a time traveler who conspired with the Duke of Normandy at the Battle of Hastings in 1066 AD to pervert the English dictionary and law. Admiral Maritime Jurisdiction is hearing my complaint. The American flag is MIA, held hostage at FEMA camps. George W. Bush is the grand imam of voodoo witch doctors. What? George W. Bush is the grand imam of voodoo witch doctors turning humans into animals, sometimes plants. April 14th, 2001 was witnessed with the United Nations Secretary General Kofi Annan at Falls Church, Virginia smorgasbord discussing top secret protocol and Social Security as Ponzi scam. Trading with the Enemy Act of October 6, 1917, yet George W. Bush and defendants secretly sell inmates' DNA on the international stock market, including but not limited to Hitler's National Socialist Party, guerrilla Asian movement, and on 3 occasions, the Nigerian Janjaweeds. Defendants were involved with the FCI construction, failing to build an anti-UFO defense system, releasing staph infection into the water system, and hiring robotic correctional guards. The 14th Amendment of the Constitution was not ratified properly. I was not allowed to vote. Mysterious supernatural creatures drinking Yahoo? Is that the chocolate milk? Condi Rice is a NASA created experiment creating false democracy. Secret black-white race war. House Joint Resolution 192 of June 5th, 1933. Defendants planned Elizabeth Smart's kidnapping. George W. Bush intercepted on federal wiretap on the final stages of a secret government weather-making machine. People acted separately and together to accomplish the following. On March 4th, 2003, George W. Bush stole my identity. On May 22nd, 2002, George W. Bush formed alliance with Al-Qaeda. On May 10th, 2000, covert prostitution at local utility companies. October 18th, 2001, radiation released by United Airline pilots. January 9th, 2004, hypnotherapist who advertise in newspapers. December 25th, 2002, price gauging citizens. Plaintiff's back was injured, was force-fed. Security and Exchange Commission stole plaintiff's money. 2 ingrown toenails. Who are you going to sue for your ingrown toenails? Missing Americans at college frat houses. Plaintiff seeks relief in monetary amount set at the beginning of the complaint, also granting restraining order against George W. Bush. Please also include restraining order against Air Force One. Respectfully submitted, JLR, March 9th, 2006. Notice of appeal comes now. Plaintiff JLR in pro se moves our honorable court to appeal Judge Harry D. Lineweber's August 17th, 2000 order to deny this suit. Plaintiff moves to appeal to the Court of Appeals. George Bush voodoos in this country. Bush took Government Ryan to an offshore pagan dance 3 miles off Lake Michigan shoreline. Adventures in babysitting and Ferris Bueller were also present. Plaintiff moves to appeal this order, please. September 11th, 2007. You know, with the Epstein files, we do also cover those here. Some of this stuff I'm like, could be true. Editor's note. The suit was initially filed on March 9th, 2006. Jonathan filed multiple suits with the same list of defendants around the same time with different complaints. The originals appear here in conjunction with its appeal on, okay, so that's the one we read, on September 11th, 2007. Well, I didn't know that I could sue Pizza Hut, but now that I know. that I could sue Pizza Hut. They missed one pepperoni. He's telling half truth. No, he is. I missed my one pepperoni. Okay, this one is. Oh, and this one, JLR calls himself Marathon John. He's suing the Olympic Committee, Beijing Olympics, US Olympics, the Special Olympics, US Anti-Doping Agency, and Lance Armstrong. The civil complaint is titled Discrimination of My Talents. Comes now JLR, aka JLR Investigates. Oh my God, I forgot to do it. Come on in, guys. Come on in. Sorry, that was supposed to be my intro. Come on in. It's day 1051 in finding Nancy Guthrie. Come on in. Come on in. Day 1051. Where is Nancy Grace? Nancy Guthrie. I'm surprised he's not suing Nancy Grace. There has to be. There has to be a lawsuit for Nancy Grace in here. Let's see. His discrimination of my talents. The suit is in regard, to Americans with disabilities. Civil Rights Act. Okay. Opportunity violations, identity theft, 6th and 8th Amendment violations, and treason. Plaintiff moves this court for a restraining order against defendants. Plaintiff seeks $900 million from defendants. Plaintiff requests a jury trial. I pray for relief. Plaintiff Jonathan Lee Riches, aka Marathon John, is a 4-time Mr. Olympia and a marathon world record holder, currently residing at a concentration camp at the prison. He says he is a Mr. Olympia 1999, 2002, 2003, 2004. JLR says he's a marathon runner. Green-Eyed says he ain't no Marathon John. He's a 2-second sprinter. Let's see. Amendment by... Oh, I already read that part. On May 10th, 2006, I ran a 3-minute and 38-minute mile around the 𝗶𝐶𝗶 Williamsburg Recreation Yard. I've been on the cover of the Runner's World and Running Magazine 10 times. I sent my running results and urine sample to defendants, and I'm still being discriminated against because they won't let me enter the 2008 Olympics. June 8th, 2007, I ran 26.2 miles in 1 hour and 58 minutes, smashing any record worldwide. Defendants won't let me join the Olympics because I'm white. Excuse me? Lance, what? This is unbelievable. Lance Armstrong gave me head cancer on February 22nd, 2007. Defendants are forbidding me to race at Churchill Downs. On January 15th, 2006, the 𝗶𝐶𝐶 Williamsburg facility has no Olympic size pool to practice my breaststroke. Only puddles with no lifeguards on duty. Wait, he says there's only puddles and he needs a lifeguard. Oh my gosh, this is too funny. June 18, 2007, defendant sent Tanya Harding to break my kneecaps. The USOC and the IOC have a rule book. The rule states that anyone who has had their 6th and 8th Amendment rights violated under Brooke/Fan cannot join the Olympics. On January 1st, 2007, I sent them a letter asking for an exemption in anti-doping hearing. May 10th, 2007, I got a letter back from the IOC. Their response was, quote unquote, "We are sorry, Mr. Riches. The Southern District of Texas in Houston, case H-03-90, has violated your 6th Amendment rights by enhancing you millions of dollars in fraud losses, not proven by a jury, admitted to or in your indictment. We cannot accept you into the Olympics because U.S. District Judge Melinda Harmon violated your Sixth Amendment rights. This is discrimination and EEO violations. On December 10th, 2005, I swam across the English Channel with Michael Phelps. I really want to know how one comes up with these things. This is outrageous. I swam across the English Channel with Michael Phelps. I also ran 35 Badwater marathons that night. I had to fight the Russian and 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 for training. I can also bicycle and write lawsuits at the same time. On April 20th, 2006, defendant put me on Ritchie Valen's plane. He says he can bicycle and write lawsuits at the same time. September 11th, 2001. Defendants took my gold medals, Boy Scout trophies, Swift Boat Courage, my spelling bee medal. I ran across the Gobi Desert without water. I can run hurdles over the Great Wall of China. Wait. Wait, I did track. I did track in high school. I can't breathe. I cannot breathe. He says, JLR says, I can run hurdles over the Great Wall of China. Jewish Mossad can only catch me in my mind, and that's only on Tuesdays. The triathlon champion. I did all-night identity theft runs, pumping out 10 Western Unions an hour. I went across the country with Andrew Cunin. I'm suing Nowak in Orlando, Orange County. I can shot put my cellmate 300 meters. Yo, he can shot put his cellmate 300 meters. I can prove I'm handicapped. Just ask Mary Lou Retton. Defendants took my passport and my identity, so I can't travel to Beijing. I represent the country of Pakistan in a town called Fraudville. The Olympics are afraid I will reunite with Mao and serious computer hackers from the 16th century. Defendants discriminate against my past. I spent juvenile time in Vision Quest Franklin, PA mental facility. Remember when we read the paperwork that he has schizophrenia? It says right here, I spent juvenile time in a mental facility. They forced me to sleep. Well, I don't know if that's true, but I believe he was in a mental facility. They forced me to sleep in teepees and stress hike for days without food. I'm suing them too. TRO restraining. Plaintiff is in serious danger from defendants. Lance Armstrong's bike transforms into a nuclear missile. Nukes pointed at me from all direction. My shadow runs from me. My cellmates leave me alone in the cell. Ben Caden has a $5 billion award for my head. Plaintiff moves for the canceling of the 2008 Olympics. Scott Peterson is innocent. He says Scott Peterson is innocent. I have a deep dive coming up on that case, by the way. So make sure you're subscribed. Please hit the like button too. Who didn't hit the like button? Who am I going to have to sue for not hitting the like button? Plaintiff moves to leave Peterson and John Mark Carr alone. Defendants leave me alone. When I get out, I'm going to join the CIA again. Delta Air Force agent Jonathan Lee Riches, the trained lawsuit writer of the universe, armed with First Amendment. Respectfully submitted, JLR Investigates, September 13th, 2007. Wow. Oops, I just hit your button. Thank you, Cat Randall. I don't want to have to sue a kitty. Meow, meow. Next lawsuit. JLR CEO of Identity Theft Row Records plaintiff versus Carrie Underwood. He sued Carrie Underwood. I love her. Thank you, Simon. I don't want to have to sue you either for $79,000 trillion. It's titled Country Music Scandal. This complaint is action pursuant to copyright infringement. Comes now, JLR, CEO of Identity Theft Records, and pro se moves this honorable court to issue an order for defendant and named in the suit. Plaintiff seeks $35 million, a mega conspiracy. On May 2005, Carrie Underwood bribed American Idol judges Simon and Paula. She got my co-defendant Carpenter to hack into my phone lines to rig votes. Estonia got hacked too. Carrie Underwood's current hit songs, quote unquote, I Sued Vic, got on the news quick. All the truths in my lawsuits. Jonathan Lee Rich's He's Delicious are the copyrighted material of Jonathan Lee Rich's. I listen to Carrie Underwood. I have never heard a lyric say Jonathan Lee Rich's He's Delicious. As far as I'm concerned, you're not delicious. You're beating the shit out of your girlfriend. Which is not funny, but like, what the is this? He should have been arrested for wasting the court's time on this. Carrie Underwood is unpatriotic. June 7th, 2007. Underwood text messages the Dixie Chicks. Underwood serenades communist soldiers. Underwood burns her bra at concerts. Underwood got an arm tattoo of the Berlin Wall. She's friends with Cindy Sheehan. On June 28th, 2007, Carrie Underwood threatens me daily, every day, every minute, every second with body harm by Tony Romo cowboys and a few Indians. August 10th, 2007, Carrie is pen pals with Andrea Yates. He mentions cases he's talked about on here, and it's creepy. Andrea Yates, if you're not familiar with her, she's a mother who experienced postpartum and killed her children. Next page. August 27th, 2007. Carrie Underwood's cigarette lighter has been starting Greek fires. Another unpatriotic conspiracy. May 12th, 2007. Underwood committed identity theft, peonage. She picks on blind workers at Walmart too. 2 𝗝𝗡𝗍𝗶𝗆 Vanilli lookalikes jumped me in the prison rec yard and stole my larynx under Carrie's direct orders. A First Amendment speech violation. Wait, like his larynx and his Carrie Underwood stole your larynx? A First Amendment speech violation? January 18th, 2007 is when he claims that happened. Carrie Underwood stole your larynx? Stole it? Wow. I was denied access to the Country Music Awards. Underwood put my head in a vice in Miami. 𝗝cie Williamsburg guards wear cowboy hats and spurs. Plaintiff moves to stop all satellite viewing of the country music channel in the universe. Stop John Swartz from USA Today from giving Carrie credit in my name. Respectfully submitted, JLR. September 14th, 2007. Wow. Next lawsuit. JLR versus 𝗠𝗲𝗹𝗆𝗆𝗆 James Simpson, aka OJ Simpson. The thing is, if he was mentally well and controlled, he could be smart. But why he's bidding on women, it's titled OJ is Coming to Jacksonville. He's suing OJ for $1 million in insurance damages from defendant. A few weeks after OJ bonds out of jail, OJ is going to rent a white Bronco from Avis Rent-A-Car and drive to Jacksonville to go on a crime spree to finance his Las Vegas legal defense. I found out through my New York mob attorney, Bruce Cutler, who is also OJ Simpson. Cutler is in violation of attorney-client confidentiality. OJ has a maleficence towards aging computer hackers like myself since February 25th, 2003. Oh my gosh. He says, I speak to OJ every Monday morning at 8 a.m. on the prison phone. On September 10th, 2007. What? Simpson told me he and his golfing buddies, Tiger Woods, Ernie Els, Sam Snead, are going to Las Vegas on Thursday to get OJ's used jock strap back from a sports memorabilia dealer. What? Are going to Las Vegas to get OJ's used jock strap. OJ told me, quote unquote, I'm going to hurt this man like I did Goldman. OJ knew he would be arrested, but told me, quote unquote, this is a mega conspiracy. I'm in with the mayor of Las Vegas, Fred Goldman, Adam Pacman Jones, to get arrested, sacrifice myself to get a huge revenue boost for the city of Vegas, then get mega book deals and media exposure. OJ plans to travel along I-10 committing armed robberies at Citgo stations and Flying J travel plazas. He plans to buy extra big pairs of black gloves. He plans to buy extra. Wow. OJ told me he would kill me if I whistle blew. OJ Simpson knows what cell I sleep in at the Williamsburg facility. He knows my bedtime too. OJ told me when he relocates to Jacksonville, he's going to get a phone book and look up the name of every Goldman and Brown, including singer James Brown. The people of Jacksonville must know this. All criminals in Duval County must take cover immediately. Board up your windows, load up on the crabs, because OJ Simpson is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. On October 10th, 2007, OJ Simpson plans to come to FCI Williamsburg, come into the gates with a fake correctional officer's uniform, kidnap my foot, and return it back to the Football Hall of Fame. I was an NFL kicker in 1952 through 1965. I can kick field goals 90 yards. Ask OJ, or ask the warden, or ask Jeeves. Wait. I'm screaming. He says on October 2007, OJ Simpson plans to come to the prison facility, come in the gates with a fake correctional officer's uniform and kidnap only his foot and return it back to the Football Hall of Fame. JLR claims he's an NFL kicker in 1952 through 1965. He said, ask Jeeves, who he also sued prior to this lawsuit. On July 2007, OJ Simpson forced me to sue Michael Vick. OJ Simpson knows the mystery of Jonathan Luna. OJ forced me to sleep with stolen credit cards. At 1 a.m. every night, OJ enters my sleep. He tosses and turns with my organs on purpose. OJ uses no flashlight, only a candle that burns my inside. When OJ leaves my body, he doesn't have the courtesy to close the door. He also leaves muddy footprints. OJ has been an unindicted co-defendant of mine since February 25th, 2003, who bribed my sentencing judge, Melinda Harmon, with authentic Simpson sports memorabilia stolen in Vegas on September 13th, 2007. No one with the FCI will look into OJ's conduct because every FBI building has OJ posters on the wall. OJ is the best buddies with the herds of buffalo in the Denver area. On September 13th, 2017, Simpson has to resort to picking on old card collectors. He would also not dare mess with Canton, Ohio Hall of Fame alumni. OJ also avoided the Iraqi draft with Ally on March 2003. I'm offended by OJ's non-patriotism. Every time I speak with OJ on the phone, I suffer irreversible neurological trauma, which he confesses to me that he killed Goldman. OJ told me that the media has the theory the wrong way on why he killed Goldman. It was not out of jealousy with Nicole, but California was running low on gold. Ron Goldman's body was stuffed with gold nuggets. It was Ronnie's body he was after. He told me this on May 10th, 2007. Ali just says, I want some of what he had. Yo. This one against OJ is wild. OJ forced me to sue Senator Larry Craig in the U.S. District Court in Delaware and the Roman priest. OJ was a Roman Catholic in 1970 at USC. Priests used to visit his dorm at night to rub his Heisman Trophy. On May 10th, 2006, Simpson became a scientist for the Food and Drug Administration. I was injected with the bird flu by Simpson. Now I have weight loss because 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 flash powers. In 2400 BC, OJ split South America away from Africa. In 1994, OJ was so mad about Los Angeles charging him with murder that he started the North Ridge earthquake. OJ is responsible for arson at St. Elmo's fire on June 11th, 1998. OJ cheated on my IQ test. He put tranquilizers in my test scores under the floor mat of the white Bronco. OJ's white Bronco chase did not take place in LA's freeways. OJ told me the Bronco was placed on a large treadmill and OJ had his stunt double in the back. OJ was in the Netherlands touring the hog at the time and putting bugs in Princess Diana's vehicles under the order of the British throne and the Russian KGB agents. These agents planted gloves in OJ's backyard and indicted me in Houston on February 10th, 2003, under OJ's supervision. September 17th, 2007. OJ has a secret plan to bond out of prison and go to every major U.S. city to get arrested for petty offenses like jaywalking, running red lights, and public drunkenness to create media ratings and exposure for the cities and to justify more federal funding for police department in cities. The mayors in New York City, Philadelphia, John Street, Boston, Atlanta need OJ Simpson in their city for dealing with exponential population growth. OJ is a freak show. The mayor plans to hold a rally with OJ Simpson, Cindy Sheehan, Dennis Rodman, Anna Nicole Smith, Bob Big Boy, etc., to draw people. Mayor Bloomberg plans to have OJ Simpson drop the ball on New Year's in 2008. If OJ comes back to Jacksonville, the city is in big trouble. Plaintiff moves this court for an injunction against OJ entering Duval County or Duval County airspace. OJ is a threat to all of us. Look at his past. OJ has a documentary crew following him around from I-10 to Jacksonville. OJ is going to make crime statistics go up in Jacksonville. OJ plans to turn Jacksonville into OJville. North Floridians will be under the OJ curse. We don't need this. Please intervene. Respectfully submitted, JLR. September 19th. That one doesn't have the year. Yo. Can you imagine? I don't know how he flew under the radar. This is absolutely insane. Next lawsuit. JLR versus Bill Belichick individually in his official capacity as New England Patriots head coach. Tom Brady individually in his official capacity as New England Patriots quarterback. Randy Moss individually and in his official capacity as New England Patriots wide receiver. Complaint titled, "Illegally Spying on My Life." I never thought someone would sue Ask Jeeves. What did Ask Jeeves do to anybody? It says, come now, the plaintiff, JLR, is seeking $5 million. Okay. Number one, since the 1970s, Bill Belichick and defendants have been in a vast conspiracy with video equipment to illegally tape anything and everything with significant value. Belichick has been secretly recording numerous scandals nationwide over the years. Belichick intercepted calls in 1996 of Representative John Boner, December 21st, 1996, driving behind Boner on a Florida highway. Then defendant illegally sent the pirate tape to Representative James McDermott for $250,000. Then Belichick gave the $250,000 to Tom Brady's parents to buy a Cape Cod home in return for Brady to play for the New England Patriots. And Brady made Belichick promise that Belichick will arrange to get the starting quarterback Drew Bledsoe hurt in games. Bill Belichick is in a conspiracy today with Los Angeles spy 𝗠𝗲𝗹𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗃 to bug and record the home residence of NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. Pellicano, under Belichick's order, went to Goodell's home the day after he became commissioner and put listening devices on all of Goodell's phone lines, put bugs in Goodell's bedroom, and video cameras on the GPS feed in Goodell's bathroom. Every day, Belichick watches the commissioner's movements and records it without the commissioner knowing. Belichick told me, quote unquote, "I'm going to blackmail Roger Goodell, make him resign, then take over to be commissioner." Belichick told me, quote unquote, "When I become commissioner, I'll let any player do steroids. I don't care. I need players on steroids to get TV ratings." Belichick also told me, "I'm the father to Tom Brady's child." The NFL can't stop Belichick from recording other teams. Belichick has cameras on the Goodyear blimp with the help of the NSA and has the lens zoomed down to the opponent's side at Gillette Stadium. I worked as a janitor at the stadium in 2001. I personally know Foxborough Stadium had video cameras in the bathroom stalls, and defendants have a monthly contract to sell the footage to Idaho Senator Larry Craig. This bathroom scandal I am exposing also involves the producers of Candid Camera, who buy Belichick's secret recording in the stadium bathroom stalls from every home game in 2002 and 2003, without the public knowing they are being recorded using the bathroom. Defendants also use the footage for voyeurism. What the actual hell? On November 10th, 2002, while cleaning Belichick's office, I found bathroom recordings of fans and snuff videos inside Belichick's desk. He also had secret recordings of board members at Hewlett-Packard. Belichick is a peeping Tom Brady. He has secret wiretaps on every starting quarterback in the NFL inside their home. Belichick asked me once on October 20th, 2003, if I will sit in a van across the street from quarterback Chad Pennington of the New York Jets house and record his every move. Belichick is so obsessed with recording people, I caught him with transcripts at the plea bargain hearing in my federal criminal case when my Sixth Amendment rights were being violated. Belichick is withholding this evidence. Belichick is a sick and mentally disturbed man. He told me on a call on October 20th, 2007, that he recorded and that he sends Randy Moss to Boston hospitals to spy on ultrasounds. Randy Moss is sent every day under Belichick's order to record traffic signals at red lights in Boston. All of the defendants I witnessed sleep with Kodak film. May 6th, 2007, defendant sold my copyrighted pictures to the National Enquirer. I'm very camera shy and feel humiliated by the defendant's conduct. September 16th, 2007, defendants Brady and Moss wore recording devices in their uniforms during the game against the San Diego Chargers. Moss Moss also secretly installed a Radio Shack recording device on the sleeve of Chargers LB Merriman without Merriman knowing. When LB Merriman would go back to the huddle, Belichick heard the play calling. This is cheating. Belichick does this at many games. On May 20th, 2006, defendants illegally taped the prison phone calls I made to my family and sold the tapes to CNN producer Andy Siegel, who aired my copyrighted voice on CNN Presents 𝗠𝗲𝗹𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗁𝗵𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁 is broken forever. No, he literally says this. My heart is broken forever. I'm terrified of defendant Belichick. He told me if I expose his illegal wiretaps, that he would get the owners of the Patriots, Mr. Kraft, who owns Kraft Foods, to put poison in the Kraft cheese I eat at prison. On June 13th, 2007, I was illegally videotaped by defendants in my cell naked. This tape was played at the 2007 NFL draft. Defendants then sold Jonathan Lee Rich's copyrighted materials to Julius Rosenberg at a drop site in Bunker Hill, who sold material to Chinese cybercrime officials. October 2003, defendants made tapes for rapper R. Kelly of underage girls. April 4th, 2003, defendants planted recording devices in the U.S. Supreme Court. That's illegal. May 20th, 2006, defendants record what my mind is thinking. Defendants cheated during the 2005 Super Bowl against the Philadelphia Eagles. Before the game, Tom Brady put a recording device in Donovan McNabb's chunky soup. He ate it. Not the chunky soup. Plaintiff moves this court to protect me from being recorded by defendants. My voice has a rare pitch that could be sold for millions if defendants sell it to Napster. Plaintiff compels court to install metal detectors at stadium on Patriots play and make the Patriots administration go through them before hitting the field. Defendants have given me paranoia, anxiety, and fear. I think the mirrors are watching me. Defendants want to use my arms for football goalpost. I feel humiliated by the defendant's conduct since the 1970s when they illegally taped Watergate. Respectfully submitted, JLR, September 20th, 2007. A recording device in the chunky soup? I know. Is he still pissed at hummus? Yes, he did sue hummus. You know, the hummus that you eat. Hilarious. Okay, next lawsuit. JLR versus John Mark, the father, Andrea Yates, the mother, Dylan Klebold, the son, Sung-Hoo Choi, aka foreign exchange student, Cousin It, aka the cousin, Cujo, aka the family pet. Civil complaint, family abuse. He is suing them for $50 million. $50 million. December 6, 1997, I was on a Boy Scout trip selling cookies in this country. Or I'm sorry, in this county. Defendants and children of the corn kidnapped my life and sent me to a Lord of the Flies torture camp deep in the Ozarks to join their family. February 10th, 1998. Defendants homeschooled me in a dungeon. Cho made me learn Korean with a gun to my head and constructed Kim Jong missiles. Carr forced me to play with My Little Pony dolls. Yates babysat me. Cousin It taught me identity theft. I read George Orwell literature. Wow. He's literally suing My Little Pony and Andrea Yates. This is crazy. April 19th, 1999. Klebold made me sew and stitch his trench coat. May 18th, 1999. Defendants fed me after midnight with gremlins. They would not let me go to Woodstock. I had to salute Nazis Adolf Eichmann. On June 23rd, 1999, a hard slave labor at Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. Oh, They made him do hard slave labor at Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. Willy Wonka, January 10th, 2007. Defendants forced me to marry a male inmate. August 29th, 2007. They manipulated the mind of Owen Wilson. I was put in a Navy ship cannon and shot at the Battle of Saratoga, 1777, teased with empty aspirin bottles and sold to the Ringling Brothers. So you were alive in 1777, JLR? The Ringling Brothers, like the circus? June 9th, 2007. Defendants made me watch Addams Family reruns in slow motion for weeks in Yates' bathtub. On the back patio, defendants put a fluorescent bulb on me to attack mosquitoes. February 13th, 2007. Defendants and the 𝗶𝐶𝗶 Williamsburg doctors conducted angel of death experiments on me. They sucked out my mental health with 𝗝𝗏𝗆𝗆's feeding tube on 𝗝𝗏𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆 Tyson, Spaceship One, G. Jetson sent me in a chain gang with illegal aliens to the moon to shovel rocks. Total Recall built a space prison for Lou Dobbs the aliens. Internet cafes. I was coerced to moonwalk. He said he went to the moon to shovel rocks. August 2nd, 2007. Cujo wears Vic's jersey. June 16, 2006. Defendants made me sniff nerve gas to rattle my mind. What the? April 20th, 2007. Gestapo troops gave me Victor Ющенko poxmarks. I suffered nightmares on Elm Street. Amityville horrors and the hills have eyes. Plaintiff moves this court to stop these weirdos from messing with my future. Conclusion. Plaintiff prays and waits. Respectfully submitted, JLR, September 20th, 2007. Does anyone know if this is what he truly believes, or is he just being a crazy person on purpose? I think half of it he believes, and I think the other half he's just being a crazy person. We're going to review one of his posts today because it's quite interesting. He talks about these lawsuits. Next one. JLR versus Manuel Noriega, aka Manuel Antonio Noriega Moreno. Who is that? A producer? Who is that? Restraining order against General Noriega's extradition. Oh my God, he's suing him for $129 million. Plaintiff JLR is a former CIA agent stationed in Panama from 1985 to 1989, now a political prisoner at FCI Williamsburg. Defendant General Manuel, oh, he's a general, yeah. Defendant General Manuel Noriega, a former de facto military dictator of Panama. Oh, I was totally wrong. Is that our producer? No. Defendant General Manuel Noriega, a former de facto military dictator of Panama from 1983 to 1989, convicted under federal charges of cocaine trafficking, now held in a federal prison in Miami. He kidnapped my mind in Fort Myers and has a secret compound in Lay Acres. Ronald Reagan personally sent me to Panama in 1985 to weed out General Noriega and bring him to the White House. On March 4th, 1987, I fought in an intense guerrilla battle at the Tora Bora with Noriega's army. Noriega escaped from Alcatraz. May 26, 1988. Noriega is currently using my fingerprints. He's going to be extradited to France under the guise of Jonathan Lee Riches. August 6, 1990. I joined David Lee Roth's band, Panama. I need to personally interrogate Mr. Noriega. I compel this court to bring him to me. I need to question him about secret mysteries. Noriega can unlock the secrets to the Zodiac mystery, the death of federal prosecutor Jonathan Luna, Contras hiding in the US, information about Joan Benet Ramsey, and the location of Waldo. September 7th, 1989. Noriega made me drink from the Panama Canal. He says he's suing for the location of Waldo. Where's Waldo? I never thought I would see anything like this in my life. On March 10th, 2016, Noriega stole personal property from me that I want back. The Jonathan Lee Rich's manuscript maps of sunken treasure, blueprints from NASA, Oliver North documents. I need to question Noriega about tainted ingredients on the prison menu. Defendant sent Hurricane Charlie through Florida in through Fort Myers in 2004 to destroy poppy seed crops. Noriega is a witness in my criminal case. Noriega can identify bank surveillance photos of me on CNN documentary, How to Rob a Bank, to prove I was set up by Warren Buffett. Noriega is violating my Sixth Amendment rights with the jury by not letting me speak to him under Booker and Fan because Noriega enhanced my sentence. I'm so scared of Noriega that I must question him with the Pope standing in front of me while surrounded by bulletproof glass. I have aftershock nightmares of Noriega that make me feel Indonesia. Plaintiff prays for relief and a restraining order against all the residents in Fort Myers that are supporters of Noriega. Respectfully submitted, JLR, September 24th, 2007. He says he wants to question Noriega with the Pope. Oh my gosh. This is insane. Okay, next one. Oh, we read this on the other live the other day. This is against DMX, the rapper, animal abuse. He sues him for $6.5 million. JLR is a former bodyguard and private investigator for defendant, currently staying in Salters, South Carolina. So let's see. He's a marathon runner. He's a private investigator. He's a general. He's a magician. He's a rapper. He's a producer. It says defendant DMX, aka Earl Simmons, is a rap artist and actor currently residing in this county. Between September 2004 to August 10th, 2007, DMX, aka Earl Simmons, hired me as his personal bodyguard and private investigator. I looked after DMX, following and protecting him on a daily basis. I stayed in a guest house provided by DMX on his property in this county. During my time working for DMX, I witnessed him abuse and torture numerous animals. This happened on numerous days and times around the world. On June 17th, 2007, DMX broke into a local SPCA and took 3 Pomeranians. DMX took them home and fed them to his pit bulls for personal amusement. On May 10th, 2007, this was an event called Doggy Fight Night. DMX invited Matt Liner, various Navajo Indians, and Steven Seagal to a man-made octagon dogfighting ring in the back of DMX's property. That afternoon, I was in a van with DMX, driving around Phoenix, snatching dogs from sidewalks so that DMX could use them as tester dogs against DMX's pit bulls. I felt horrible about this, but had to do what DMX said because he would threaten me and my family. Everyone, if someone starts snatching the dogs in your neighborhood, I would suggest you look into this lawsuit and file one against JLR. He's a doggy snatcher. April 10th, 2007. I found out DMX is a distant relation to fitness guru Richard Simmons. DMX hired Richard Simmons to be a personal trainer for his pit bulls. The pit bulls went through a sweating to the oldies workout. On June 16th, 2007, DMX stood out on his balcony at midnight and began howling and shooting arsenal weapons in the air, endangering his neighbors. DMX also eats out of Alpo bowls. On October 7th, 2006, I witnessed DMX doing weird things to fish. Not DME. DMX, DME. DMX touching fish. Doing weird things to fish. We were on a fishing trip to Lake Mead. DMX would catch fish, then jump up and down on them. DMX would bark like a dog and foam at the mouth. This odd behavior scared me to death. Wait. He says he witnessed DMX doing weird things to fish. DMX would catch fish and then jump up and down on them. On November 10th, 2006, at the rim of the Arizona Grand Canyon, DMX was high on drugs. Defendant bought his friend Nelly, the rapper, for sightseeing. DMX could bet Nelly that if he threw a cat off the Grand Canyon, it would live. I tried to intervene. I told DMX he was a sick man. He just smiled at me and began barking. DMX then threw the cat over the rim. Poor kitty. February 20. I swear it says that right there. Poor kitty. I'm not lying to you. I don't know if you can even see that. And if you can't, I'm suing you for that. February 21st, 2007. During a trip to Congo, Central Africa, DMX would shoot gorillas in the jungle and leave them there. I witnessed DMX unalive deer and wildlife without a license at Yosemite National Park. This occurred on 2 occasions, April 17th, 2005 and February 24th, 2006. Barry said they misspelled Nelly in the book. It meant to put Melly. That's funny, but not funny. On August 4th, 2007, DMX and I had a major fallout. DMX received a cache of weapons from the LA Crip gangs in exchange for 2 kilos of cocaine. DMX took 2 innocent puppy pitbulls from a cage and lined them up in his backyard to pew. I had enough of this animal abuse. I tried to physically take the Uzi away from DMX. DMX pointed the weapon at my head. He also told me, quote unquote, "You're fired, white boy." Then turned back towards the dogs and fired his weapon. I was mad and irate, but scared at the same time. DMX kept laughing. I saw the devil in his eyes. DMX said to me, quote unquote, "Pack your shit and get out. And if you tell anyone, I will unalive you." I left the property that day and never worked for DMX again. DMX continues to call and harass me on my cell phone. I changed my cell number 3 times since August 4th, 2007. DMX somehow always gets the new number. DMX has a lot of connections and I fear for my life. For all the reasons previously mentioned, plaintiff moves this honorable court to issue a restraining order against DMX, forbidding him from making any harassing phone calls and not to come anywhere near me. Conclusion. Plaintiff moves this honorable court to issue an order for defendant DMX, aka Earl Simmons, to respond. Plaintiff prays for relief. Respectfully, JLR, September 24th, 2007. I'd be mad if someone jumped on a fish too. Oh no. Do we have a JLR supporter in here? Remember, JLR has 5,000 subs and we don't. Is that my PJ? Hi, PJ. Good to see you, Lovey. Yes, it is me. It's the one and only Melly. Good to see you, PJ. I don't care that JLR has 500,000 subs. People should be unsubbing because of all these lawsuits he's filing against Fish and the Pope. Jonathan Lee Riches, he sues Theodore John. Wait, who is that? What, Kaczynski? To issue a restraining order against defendant, his manuscript and log cabin. Plaintiff prays his honorable court for relief. The defendant has been sending electromagnetic encrypted threads to me through global solar flares. On September 17th, 2007, defendant has always had problems with me since I backed out of buying his Montana cabin in 1993. Defendant told me he wants to unibomb my life because I won't return his manuscript that the Washington Post gave me to April. The president. right? Told me he wants to unibomb to my life because I won't return his manuscript to the Washington Post gave to me that the Washington Post gave to me April 20th, 2004. Inside his manuscript, there's a secret letter regarding jurisdiction in the federal courts that defendant wants back. Title 18 of the Criminal Code is unconstitutional. The clerk of the House of Representatives, Jeff Trandall, refused to sign letters in response to requests for information. Finally, a letter was received from the clerk of the House, Trandall, in which he admitted that public law was passed by the House in 1947, but was never voted on again by the House. Therefore, a different bill passed the House in 1947, then passed the Senate in 1948, rendering it unconstitutional and void. Further research showed approximately 9 constitutional flaws in the bill, any one of which rendered it void. When any form of the argument was presented to the district courts, they tried to dodge the issue or deferred it to the magistrate to avoid it. It appears that the issue of the validity of the Title 18 of the Criminal Code is still in question. Why is a Unabomber after this? I compel this court to know if Title 18 USC is unconstitutional. On Thursday, September 13th, 2007, defendant is rounding up all of the Teds in the world to hurt me. Ted Kennedy, Ted Bundy, Ted Turner, Bill and Ted, Ted Nugent, teddy bears, Teddy Rumpskin. All notorious Teds are outside of the 𝗶𝗍𝗶𝗆 Williamsburg property, waiting for my autopsy and to draw blood for the United Way. He's suing the motherfucking teddy bears. Not the teddy bears. Hold on, I need to look this up. Oh, yeah, Ted, the Unabomber. That's why he keeps mentioning it. I forgot what his name was. That's Oh, wait. Okay. So he's going to sue the teddy bears. Plaintiff is afraid of Ted. Ted is a mysterious guy with magical powers and skeleton keys. I'm shaking. His face is scary. He has an evil look in his eyes and beard. Plaintiff moves to block the Bureau of Prisons from transferring Ted to Williamsburg. Plaintiff prays for relief. Respectfully submitted, Jonathan Lee Riches, September 24th, 2007. Next one. Jonathan Lee Riches versus Timothy James McVeigh and Terry Lynn Nichols, quote unquote, blowing up my life. He is suing them for, let's see, how much? Oh, this doesn't say that. It just says a TRO. Defendants McVeigh and Nichols failed to notify me before my February 25th, 2003 arrest that the federal government will violate my Sixth Amendment rights under the Booker and Fan. They had a responsibility and duty to notify me about the workings of the Department of Justice. Defendants are just as guilty as New Orleans Mayor Ray Nagin. Nagin knew Katrina was going to do damage, but failed to warn the city residents. Defendants did not warn me about injustice. If they had, I would not be in prison, nor would I be writing celebrity lawsuits against Americans who pay federal tax money to support my illegal incarceration. Title 18 of the Criminal Code is unconstitutional. The clerk of the House of Representatives, Jeff Trandall, refused to sign letters in response to requests for information. Finally, a letter was received from the clerk of the House, Trandall, in which he admitted that Public Law 880-772 was passed by the House in 1947, but was never voted on again. Therefore, a different bill passed the House in 1947, and then that passed the Senate in 1948, rendering it unconstitutional and void. Further research showed approximately 9 constitutional flaws in the bill, any one of which would render it void. When any form of the argument was presented to the district courts, they tried to dodge the issue or deferred it to a magistrate. It appears the issue of the validity of Title 18. Defendants are responsible for being unconstitutional. Since 1995, defendants have been responsible for metal detectors at courthouses. Since 1996, defendants have been responsible for a limit on the amount of fertilizers American farmers can purchase. Since the Anti-T Word Act, Effective Death Penalty Act, the defendant's actions created created, defendants are responsible for higher sentencing guidelines, fear within the public, and violation of my Sixth Amendment rights. The government used defendants as patsies, programming their minds to blow up buildings to justify the new world order that is affecting my current sentence and shaking my head violently. I threw up 10 times a day because defendants and the federal sentencing guidelines are attacking my freedom like cancer. Defendants' action in Oklahoma are responsible for tougher national 𝗍𝗶𝗆𝗍𝗶 laws that affect my credit and identity theft. Because of the defendants, John Swartz of USA Today provided Cho with credit card under my credit for Cho to purchase the firearm he used at Virginia Tech. If it was not for the defendants, Cho would have gone to Walmart, who discriminates against blind deaf workers, and purchased a handgun there instead of using a credit card given to him by John Swartz, which affected my credit score. Defendants started the Patriot Act. Defendants sent subliminal messages on September 11th, 2001 to 𝗍𝗲𝗍𝗶𝗃 and Jonathan J. Pollard to tweak bridge cables at I-35 west for the Mike Tyson attack on me in Iowa. Plaintiff moves this court to issue a restraining order against Terry Nichols. Nichols plans to transfer to 𝗝cie Williamsburg under Michael Vick's order to meat hook me to Stone Age, 𝗠𝗲𝗹𝗹𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗍𝗲 BC with South Carolina Confederates loyal to Strom Thurmond. I'm so scared of defendant Nichols that I only carry pennies and dimes instead. Nichols also set up Richard Kimball to kill his wife. I also move for GPS drone fighting forces to guard McVeigh's grave in case he rises like the Messiah and plays games with me like Patrick Swayze did Demi Moore in Ghost. Plaintiff prays for relief and protection. Respectfully submitted, JLR, October 1st, 2007. I know these are absolutely insane, but like I got to give it to him. He's smart. He's smart, which makes him a very dangerous person. Infiltrating the true crime community. JLR versus Roe versus Wade. Jane Roe, Henry Wade, James Hubert Halford, MD. Quote unquote, the right to never be born. Oh, here we go. Here we fucking go. Let me take a drink of my drink. That I'm going to sue the straw. I'm going to sue my straw for being too long. He's suing. Comes now, plaintiff JLR in pro se moves this honorable court to issue an order for defendants. This is a civil rights suit and crimes defendants committed pursuant to the right-wing conspiracy with a left wing joining them, harassment and stalking. Plaintiff moves this honorable court to issue a TRO overturning Roe versus Wade and moving this court to send me back in a CIA time machine before 1970 so I don't have to be here suffering torture at the hands of the BOP who ruined my life and sucked the air out of my lungs. Wait, I'm gonna have to add this to the spreadsheet because wasn't he doing something else in 1970? They sucked the air out of my lungs. Plaintiff seeks $250 million against defendants in the Supreme Court that ruled for Roe versus Wade, including Blackmun, Berger, Douglas, Stewart, and the Rehnquist siblings. Plaintiff moves under Rule 64, the return of my fingerprints and DNA from BOP officials so they can't send them on a CIA secret flight to France with Noriega. Plaintiff prays for relief. The Roe versus Wade case is a major conspiracy with the Supreme Court. Policymakers, companies who pay coworkers minimum wage, and prison builders for economic gain and slave labor. No one can afford abortions. I'm on this planet now because of Roe versus Wade. I'd rather be on the planet of the apes or a galaxy in the horizons wireless. You guys, I'm not shitting you. JLR wrote in this lawsuit, I'd rather be on Planet of the Apes. People think I can write lawsuits in prisons, but I made a time machine and can zigzag around the world. I drank iced tea last night with iced tea. The night before, I was dogfighting with Michael Vick on July 7th, 2007. A lucky day because I won the super lotto jackpot, 350 million, but the West Virginia millionaire with the cowboy lost it in a strip club when Jane Roe was dancing for him on June 6, 2006. He won the jackpot. Michael Vick is a thief. I'm suing him in state court, Allegheny County, Cumberland, Maryland case for betting on sports and betting with team owner Mark Cuban. July 21st, 2007. Mark Cuban had an affair with Jane Roe in my cell at 𝗶𝐶𝗶 Williamsburg with Sean Bradley, the Mormon, and Mitt Romney. Yo, I'm going to clip a lot of this stuff, and I'm definitely clipping that. Yes, B12. I'm on the planet because of Roe versus Wade. Wait, I want to be on Planet of the Apes. Who can I sue for that? Them as well? Yeah, I know. Jakey says the freaky thing is there was a lot of government experiments on orphans and military, and he has a few things that might be actually litigated. I know. That's why I said these are smart. Some of these stuff is smart. Oh, it wasn't over yet. Henry Wade is related to Dwayne Wade from Miami. Jane Roe likes black guys. I've suffered brain frying from the Supreme Court case, taking us back to the 1960s, the year of love, peace, and Volkswagens unleaded gas. I was born December 27th, 1976. I was a model at the Mainline Models in Kings of Prussia, Pennsylvania. When I was born, I was named after JR from Dallas. That's how I know the defendants are coming to Williamsburg to shoot me on September 9th, 2009. 1993. The Branch Davidians in Waco are hiding the real Jane Rose that the government was secretly after so she could not testify at Capitol Hill with Anita Hill against Clarence Thomas on May 10th, 1993. October 10th, 2007. Dallas Cowboys and Cleveland Indians are charging the gates of 𝗶𝐶𝐶 Williamsburg to force me to have an abortion. I'm 8 months pregnant, the first male to give birth. My cellmate got me pregnant on February 16th, 2007 as a Valentine's Day gift. What? In this lawsuit, I repeat, JLR says on October 10th, 2007, Dallas Cowboys and Cleveland Indians are charging the gates of 𝗶𝐶𝐶 Williamsburg to force me to have an abortion. I am 8 months pregnant, the first male to give birth. My cellmate got me pregnant on February 16th, 2007 as a Valentine's Day gift. I literally have nothing to say. I have nothing except, am I drunk up here? I feel like this is a joke. I know. No corrupt bananas and pajamas. I'm dead. This is not good. Plaintiffs move to stop abortions as they're giving me nerve damage. The United States is a democracy and my vote should count. I also intend to run for president of the United States in 2008 as a prisoners' rights organizer. Plaintiff moves for the shutdown for abortion clinics. Plaintiff moves this court to demand 𝗝cie Williamsburg to give me mental health treatment. Plaintiff moves for a restraining order against Texas Chainsaw Massacre that Jane Roe hired a contract with Jerry Jones money to cut me into pieces and drown my brain in the Trinity River. I feel unsafe. I have no hygiene or been allowed a shower in 5 years. Defendants are keeping me 500 miles away from my family with no parole. This is major gold gag operation, and the defendants are financing through fraud. Plaintiff prays for relief. Respectfully submitted, JLR Investigates, October 5th, 2007. Next lawsuit. Oh my gosh. This is against Branch Davidians, David Croce, Vernon Howe. I don't know who these people are. Reynolds Avram, Brad Eugene Branch, Kevin Whitecliffe. Are these politicians? Sorry, guys. A major cult revolt. I guess JLR can sue me for not knowing who these people are. A major cult revolt. Comes now the plaintiff Jonathan Lee Riches and pro se moves this honorable court to issue an order for defendants named in this suit to respond. This is a civil rights constitutional suit and constitutional violation suit. RICO. It just says he's suing them for $500 million. Plaintiff prays for relief. So that was really nothing except that he's suing them. Ooh. JLR versus Donald J. Trump. Trump Hotel and Casino Resorts. Sexual harassment. Oh, Lord. Here we go. Come now the plaintiff JLR and pro se, okay, copyright infringement. Plaintiff is also moves for a TRO against Donald Trump using my name for commercial real estate in Reno and Sparks, and a restraining order forbidding Mr. Trump from sexually harassing my life. Plaintiff seeks $75 million and the return of JLR copyrighted material. We're getting into the lawsuit that JLR filed against the President of the United States of America. I met defendant Donald J. Trump on Reno. What? I met defendant Donald J. Trump on a Reno, Nevada gay chat line called The Manhole. Here's a number. Write it down. 775-533-6666 in November 1999. Trump told me he owns worldwide casinos, and if I became his sexual boy toy, he promised he would build the JLR Resort and Casino in Reno, Nevada, using my name so that I can collect my royalties. From November 1999 until February 25th, 2003, I was living in the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania area. Trump and I had a gay relationship. I provided him with sexual favors. In return, he bought me gifts and treated me a lavish lifestyle. Trump gave me limo service. Trump gave me unlimited credit cards to buy Boxer Joe briefs for him. I had to wear red in front of him in the penthouse of the Taj Mahal on December 10th, 2000. I might actually believe this one. On December 17th, 2001, in the basement of Trump's castle, Mr. Trump dressed up as a woman wearing lipstick and Rosie O'Donnell t-shirt. Trump would dip strawberries in whipped cream and feed them to me on December 20th, 2001. Why do I actually believe this one? With the current Epstein files, like, to buy Boxer Joe briefs. From December 25th, 2001 until February 25th, 2003, every night Donald Trump and I had phone sex on his Verizon wireless phone. Trump promised to make my name, JLR, the most popular brand in the world. Trump loves my last name, Riches. Trump told me he has plans to open a casino in Reno called Castle Riches, dedicated to me. Trump even told me he wants to build a fountain with me naked in the casino shooting out water. All these promises Trump gave me in return for SCX favors. I felt conned and cheated by Donald J. Trump's manipulation. Donald Trump took my virginity on December 10th, 2000. February 25th, 2003. I was arrested for identity theft. I called Trump on February 26th, 2003, so he could bail me out of prison. He told me, no, I'm not his lover anymore, and he will continue to use the JLR copyrighted name. Trump told me, quote unquote, you're fired. Trump has been using the JLR Riches name on all his wallpaper in the casinos. JLR memorabilia is in Donald Trump's possession. Plaintiff moves this court for a return of the blueprints to the Reno casino and all JLR comedy material, Jonathan Lee Rich's shirts, mugs, hats, banners, and stickers that Donald Trump is using for commercialization. I feel embarrassed by coming forward with this, but Mr. Trump has done me psychological harm. Trump knows my Sixth Amendment rights are being violated under Booker and Fan, yet he does not help me like he promised. I've suffered massive weight loss because of Trump's neglect of me. I stand at 5 feet 10 inches and weigh 125 pounds. Plaintiff moves this honorable court to stop Donald Trump from breaking ground in Reno and building a casino called Jonathan Lee Riches or Castle Riches without my consent. My full name has been copyrighted and trademarked since 1999. Donald J. Trump was the one who drove me in his sports car to the patent office. He knows I'm copyrighted. Trump also wore a t-shirt on his Apprentice show with the words, quote unquote, watch what you do or I'll get JLR to sue you printed on it. I felt betrayed by Donald Trump. I ask for justice and the return of Jonathan Lee Rich's material. Plaintiff prays for relief. Respectfully submitted, JLR on October 12th, 2007. Good night, B12. Thanks for being here. He's got so much time on his hands and all he wants to do is sue everyone. Chris said she's single suing Pringles. That's funny. Wow. Next one is, this is a lot too of people. Jonathan Lee Riches versus Eric Robert. I don't know who these people are. Walter Leroy Moody. American Coalition of Life Advocates. Central for Bioethical Reform Company. Catherine Ramey, Andrew Burnett, David A. Crane, Michael B. Dodds, Operation Rescue, Timothy Paul Dresty, Army of God. What the Centennial Olympic Park? The complaint is titled The Right to Choose. Comes now, plaintiff JLR and pro se moves this honorable court to issue an order for defendants named in the suit to respond. Plaintiff seeks a permanent injunction, temporary restraining order, copyrighted pro-abortion material with an X marked across it. Also for threats of violence, along with linking the plaintiff's copyrighted picture to a website titled Nuremberg Files. Plaintiff seeks declaratory injunctive relief for emotional harm and danger that I've suffered due to defendant's deliberate indifference. My name is JLR. I'm very high profile. I'm known to the world to provide abortion money to needy females that can't perform or afford the abortion operation. I'm currently serving an illegal sentence of 125 months in federal prison for being a convicted international identity theft kingpin involved with millions of dollars of fraud losses not proven by a jury or federal indictment, which violates my Sixth Amendment rights. From December of 1999 until February 25th, 2003, the time of my arrest, I was known in the pro-abortion community and pro-abortion cyberspace that I would commit identity theft, then use the proceeds to financially support indigent females who wanted abortions but could not afford them. I helped pay for around 3,000 abortions during this time period. I was known in the world as Johnny Robin Hood. Defendants are a vast network of anti-abortion conspirators throughout the country who support each other's causes. Some are currently in prison, while others roam this country freely, spreading hate and making threats to anyone seeking an abortion. Defendants have been harassing me collectively since December of 1999. Defendants know I finance abortions and want to do serious harm still to this day, despite my incarceration. Eric Rudolph and James Cope are currently incarcerated in the Bureau of Prisons. Donald J. Treshman, founder of the 𝗟𝗟𝗃, has been trying to arrange for Rudolph and Kopp to be transferred to Williamsburg, where I'm currently located, to do me serious bodily harm because of my financial support for the abortions. I believe in the right to choose. Defendants are trying to stop me from holding this belief. Defendants created websites on the internet that are distributing anti-JLR material with threats of violence to my life, along with my picture name, 𝗝cie Williamsburg address. It also states my release date. Defendants created a MySpace page titled 𝗠𝗲𝗹𝗵𝗶𝗽. I wonder if this is true. 𝗠𝗲𝗹𝗵𝗆 JLR with threats of violence. Defendants have openly made threats against me in a deadly dozen poster with pictures of doctors who perform on April 20th, 2007. Defendants were making threats on my life at Williamsburg in June 2007 issue of Life Advocate magazine. Defendants on January 10th, 2007 distributed my personal information, including my social security number, to underground anti-abortion circles nationwide. Defendant Treshman personally wrote to me in 𝗝cie Williamsburg on January 23rd, 2007, saying he's going to unalive me with the army of God. I take life very seriously, and I have a constitutional right to support and help with abortions. Because of my belief, defendants want to do me personal harm to stop me. I plan on raising money once I go home and using the proceeds for abortion. Plaintiff moves this honorable court to compel defendants not to distribute JLR material on the internet, along with the restraining order to keep defendants from inflicting personal harm on my life, as I'm in danger from the defendants because of my beliefs. Some of these defendants already committed acts of violence against supporters like myself, so this is a true threat. Plaintiff prays this honorable court for relief. Respectfully submitted, Jonathan Lee Riches, October 15th, 2007. Next lawsuit. JLR against Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Breyers, B&E Juices, 𝗝cie Vitamin Water, 50 Cent, aka Curtis Jackson, Canada Dry Bottling. He's suing Coca-Cola. Complaint is titled Copyright Infringement. $100 million. Since February 25th, 2003, defendants are in vast conspiracy to use my copyrighted name JLR on their products and advertisement without my consent. Plaintiff is a convicted identity theft computer hacker serving an illegal sentence of 125 months in federal prison, currently housed at Williamsburg, Sparta, South Carolina. Plaintiff's 6th and 5th Amendment rights are still being violated under Booker and Fan. Plaintiff received national exposure prior to his February 25th, 2003 arrest for his modeling and acting career with mainline models of King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. Jeez, he really keeps saying he was a model. Defendant Coca-Cola arranged with mainline models on February 10th, 2001 to have plaintiff model without his shirt in print and billboard ads in the Philadelphia Trenton area drinking Coca-Cola. This was in contract that lasted for 2 years and valued at $250,000 a year. After this contract was terminated, Coca-Cola continued to use my image and copyrighted name on billboards nationwide. Since my arrest on February 25th, 2003, defendants use my image and photo on all their products. Currently, if you buy a 6-pack of Pepsi, on the label, you will see, quote unquote, Pepsi Cola, what Jonathan Lee Rich's drinks. Please let me know in the chat if you ever in your life saw Pepsi Cola that says JLR's name on it. Pepsi Cola is distributing my photographs and the Jonathan Lee Rich's name globally without my permission. This is done to have my reputation damaged because I don't even like Pepsi. I've always gotten sick in the past drinking Pepsi. Justice for Pepsi. February 25th, 2003, rapper 50 Cent. Oh, again, 50 Cent. How many lawsuits against 50 Cent? 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson, Glacé Vitamin Water, Breyers USA, B&E Juices have been putting my name on all their advertisements without my consent. 50 Cent wears JLR t-shirts and ball caps in Vitamin Water commercials. Vitamin Water promised to pay mainline models $2.5 million to use JLR name. Since February 25th, 2003, defendants have used slander and defamation towards my name. Defendants placed a billboard on I-95, 10 miles south of the border with my face on it, drinking Coca-Cola in one hand and Pepsi Cola in another. It advertised the words, quote unquote, "It's so tasty, even JLR drinks it." JLR is now a global brand of the defendant's misconduct without seeking permission from me. I'm dead. Drakey says all these lawsuits and not a single one for BHB. Allegedly, I heard BHB still in love with him and defending him. Is this true? I don't know. I'm not in that community of true crime or trauma or whatever the fuck it's called. Nor do I care, but this is hilarious. Thank you, Drakey. I appreciate the super. On May 10th, 2007, I signed a contract with dreadnought.wordpress.com. This is the only contract I currently have. Dreadnought will not write me any letters, and I lost contact with them because they've seen me in the defendant's advertisements and think I have a contract with them instead. This has caused major damage. Defendants plan to host the all-you-can-drink Jonathan Lee Rich's night on my birthday on December 27th, 2007 without my consent. I am suffering bias and prejudice from defendants' conduct. Defendants contrive to use my copyrighted materials and ads, TV, and internet. Plaintiff's reputation has been damaged from the defendant's conduct. Plaintiff moves this court for a restraining order forbidding defendants from ever using the JLR name on their products and services. Plaintiff prays for relief. Respectfully submitted, JLR, October 15th, 2007. Next lawsuit. Some of these people, I don't know who they are. This one is Mario Armando. Oh, it's Perez Hilton. Oh, shoot. Internet stalking. I didn't know this. Yep, she's calling this a smear campaign. BHB. Wow. So she doesn't believe that those pictures and the abuse accusations are true? Wow. Comes now. Okay, let me see. How much is he suing him for? Does it say? It says, I've known defendant since 1998. We both met on a gay Nevada chat line called The Manhole in June 1998. That's where he says he met Trump. Is this a thing? Do I need to Google it? Gay Nevada chat line? Oh, well, it was in 1998, so I was like a fucking baby, I think. We both established a sexual relationship where I would fly out to Cheyenne, Wyoming once a month to meet him to engage in intercourse. What? Yes, Perez Hilton, the media reporter. These trips were financed through identity theft. The defendant knew this and supported me committing identity theft as long as he could see me. Defendant's nickname for me was Johnny Choo Choo. From July 1998 through May 2002, I would fly to Wyoming to meet defendant every weekend. I would fly United Airlines. The round trip from Tampa, Florida would cost $825. Along with rent a car, hotel, and food, each trip cost around $1,500 a weekend. This totaled to almost $300,000 in almost 4 years. Yeah, I will, Alicia. I had to commit a lot of credit card fraud with cash advances from banks, along with identity theft to help finance the trips to see defendant. Defendant supported this 100%. He knew every little detail of my identity fraud. Defendant wanted me to buy him gifts using stolen credit cards. I bought the defendant lots of adult toys at Adam and Eve shops. I bought defendant women's leather outfits at Bloomingdale's. I bought defendant thousands of dollars worth of Saks Fifth Avenue cosmetics with stolen credit cards. Defendant told me to use the stolen American Express black card in Sean P. Diddy Combs' name because it had an unlimited value. I expect to see Diddy and a lot in this book. On June 20th, 2002, I bought defendant a 4-carat diamond ring from Gordon's Jeweler in Orlando, Florida International Mall for $23,000 with a stolen credit card from MySpace. I gave it to him for Valentine's Day 2002 at a Holiday Inn in Cheyenne. Defendant knew it was brought fraudulently but did not care. Defendant and I took trips to cities together using stolen credit cards. New Year's 2000, we spent together at Disney's Pleasure Island with crystal champagne billed to our hotel room key. On top of the $200,000 that it cost to travel and see defendant for almost 4 years, we spent over $1.3 million on gifts, travel, food, partying, toys, entertainment together using stolen credit cards and stolen identifications. February 25th, 2003, I was arrested by FBI agents from Houston for identity fraud and computer hacking. I'm currently incarcerated at the 𝗶𝐶𝐼 Williamsburg in South Carolina for a term of 125 months. This is a violation of my Sixth Amendment rights under Booker and Fan because I pled guilty to only $425 in fraud. But the judge, Melinda Harmon, sentenced me as if I took millions of dollars. That was not proved by a jury or found in the indictment I pled guilty to, which is a clear violation of my Sixth Amendment rights. Since I've been in prison, defendant has turned a full 180 degrees against me. Now defendant has an internet blog, perezhilton.com, along with blog page 666.com, and is distributing my copyrighted name, JLR, along with selling anti-JLR mugs and t-shirts. On May 16th, 2007, on the defendant's internet blog, he had a picture of me with my hands reaching through jail bars with the slogan, quote unquote, riches fraud and identity theft phony. Defendant is also distributing a sex tape we made together on June 10th, 2000 on his website. That is crazy. No one is alleging JLR is doing any of this except himself. Charging his fans $9.99 to see his material. Hilton is the other man in the tape, but he blocked himself out and only my image can be seen, doing embarrassing things. This is an invasion of privacy, and defendant is inflicting on my life. I feel humiliated and shamed from defendant distributing anti-Jonathan Lee Riches on his website. On September 10th, 2007, defendant had a lynch Jonathan Lee Riches forum on his blog telling everyone he will give $500 to whoever comes to the 𝗶𝐶𝐼 Williamsburg to hurt me because I'm an identity theft creep. Now, Lavandaria claims do not support identity theft, but when we were together, I bought him all the computer equipment he is using with stolen credit cards at CompUSA stores. Defendant is currently using an Apple 6 IV computer that I bought him in May of 2002. His whole PerezHilton.com webpage is funded through my identity theft operation. Plaintiff moves to issue a TRO against defendant, compelling him not to incite hate and violence towards my life. Plaintiff moves for an injunction and stoppage of PerezHilton.com. PerezHilton.com must be shut down because it was bought with and created with identity theft money that I gave defendant from November 1995 through May of 2002. This is a fraud on the American people that the defendant is committing that also puts my life in danger because of the defendant's internet stalking me. Plaintiff asks this honorable court for relief. Respectfully submitted, JLR, October 15th, 2007. I'll do one more. This one is against Allen Iverson. Mile high sexual harassment. What the? Comes now. Okay, plaintiff. He's seeking $10 million for irreversible damages. Defendant Allen Iverson is a professional basketball player who plays for the Denver Nuggets and resides in Denver, Colorado. Plaintiff Jonathan Lee Riches was a personal trainer for Allen Iverson from November 1999 until December 2002. Plaintiff and defendant have also been involved in a sexual relationship from 2002 through April 2007 via pen pals and telephone, as plaintiff is currently serving an illegal sentence of 125 months in federal prison for wire fraud and identity theft conviction, which violates the plaintiff's Sixth Amendment rights under Booker and Fan that the defendant is also contributing to. I was Allen Iverson's personal trainer from November 1999 until December 2002. I met Iverson through his wife, Tawana Turner, at a Philadelphia Texaco station on North Broad Street. I was pumping gas with my shirt off while dribbling a basketball. Iverson was impressed with my ball handling skills and asked me to be his personal trainer on a yearly contract of $250,000. I would arrive at Iverson's Pennsylvania mansion Monday through Friday at 4 a.m. to work out with Iverson. We lifted weights together, but mostly did cardio drills. Around March of 2002, while at a workout session at Iverson's mansion, our workouts turned into something more serious. While Iverson was chasing me on his basketball courts, my pants fell down accidentally. Iverson then told me I was cute for a white boy, and he told me he was bisexual, but not to tell anyone or he would fire me. Iverson then asked me if I had ever kissed a black man and if I wanted to try it. I told him no, but Iverson pulled me out a wad of cash from his pocket and offered me $2,000 to kiss him. At the time, I needed the money badly for hair transplant, so I said yes. This is where our working relationship became more personal and sexual. For the next few years, I had a secret sex relationship that no one knew about. We had nicknames we called each other. Iverson would call me his white, juicy fruit and Johnny Sweet Cheeks. I would call Iverson Black Daddy because that is what he wanted to hear. Iverson bought me a home in Tampa, Florida area with cash. Iverson bought me clothes, Iverson jerseys, and a gold Lexus. While Iverson was traveling with the Philadelphia 76ers in order for us to remain discreet, we would engage in phone sex on his cell phones late at night while his friends, wife, and associates were sleeping. I currently have pictures of Iverson without any clothing, dribbling a basketball. I also have a picture of Iverson in a black Victoria's Secret Teddy Nighty lingerie. During this working and sexual relationship, I lived with Iverson. I also lived a double life and got caught up with bad people who we involved in an international identity theft operation based in Moscow, Russia. This landed me in prison on February 25th, 2003. I only pled guilty to a $425 fraudulent wire transfer with Western Union. No other dollar amount did I plead guilty to. Under the federal sentencing guidelines, this should have been a base level of 6 with a guideline range of 6 to 12 months. Instead, a pre sentence investigation concluded that I was responsible for millions of dollars in fraud losses and that I was a ringleader, both of which were not proven by a jury, nor did I plead guilty to. I was ultimately sentenced to 125 months in federal prison on this injustice that is currently violating my Sixth Amendment rights under Booker and Fan. Allen Iverson promised to help defend me since we had a previous sexual relationship. Iverson promised me on June 10th of 2005 that he will handle all my appeals with attorney Billy Martin because Iverson told me he knew the government violated my Sixth Amendment rights and could not see his Johnny Sweet Cheeks suffer. Iverson told me he would help on the condition that I write dirty sexual letters to him and have prison phone sex with him. I agreed because my Sixth Amendment rights were being violated and Iverson could help me. From June 10th of 2005 through April 10th of 2006, I wrote Iverson 10 love letters a day. The most graphic sexual things Iverson told me to do to him. I felt shame. I also did not have the same feelings for Iverson as I used to because he was blackmailing to do this to me to get me out of prison. Iverson told me he will send me money so I can eat a proper nutritional meal. I told Iverson I was very concerned because the BOP were violating my Eighth Amendment rights for cruel and unusual punishment by keeping me over 500 miles away from my family, giving me medical care, and subjecting me to mental torture. I currently weigh 125 pounds at 5 foot 10 inches. When I came to prison, I weighed about 175 pounds. Iverson knew my health was deteriorating, but told me he would help me if I provided him with the letters telling him what I would do for him sexually. I had no other choice but to write him. Defendant Iverson has abandoned my life. He never helped me with my appeal as I wrote him over 1,500 love letters. I tried to this day to call him on his cell phone in Denver. He answers every once in a while and told me he found a new Mile High boy toy and told me he hopes I starve and die in prison and that he does not care about the government violating my Fifth and Sixth Amendment rights in a conversation on his cell phone on October 1st, 2007. Iverson told me he would kill me if I told anyone about our relationship. Iverson said he has connections at 𝗝cie Williamsburg where I am at. I don't know what happened, but I now fear Iverson is going to come into my life. That's why I moved this court to issue a TRO, temporary restraining order, against Allen Iverson. Iverson told me in the past he beat up a bunch of white boys in a Virginia bowling alley. I'm afraid I will be his next victim. Conclusion. Plaintiff is scared and in shock. I've suffered major sexual harassment by Iverson, and I never want to see him again. He knows my Sixth Amendment rights were being violated, but chose to ignore them. Plaintiff moves this honorable court to issue an order for the defendant, Allen Iverson, to respond. Respectfully submitted, Jonathan Lee Riches, October 19th, 2007. Bedtime story is done. We read another 80 pages tonight. We are halfway through the book of lawsuits. Halfway. Listen, nobody's saying he's gay and committed any of these crimes. He did it himself. Okay. Apparently JLR is bisexual. I don't know. According to this book. You know, he got pregnant. He was the first male to give birth or get pregnant. I'm nothing to say, really. Rudy says, I'm suing you for $87 for stopping the reading. I can't believe it. I can't believe we're reading this book. 2 hours later, young black. Have you been listening, young black economist? In the bushes. We have, let me see how many pages. I think it's like 362. 338. I'm going to start dropping these as clips tonight because people need to hear these. Oh, let me pull up what I wanted to show you guys. Are you guys ready to freak out? Look at this. It's absolutely insane. He deleted it. Oh, no, he didn't. Look at this. Hold on, let me share my screen. Okay. He posted on X 3 hours ago. He said, I'm seriously about to sue some YouTubers. It's going to be funny. Discovery is fun. Depositions are the best. Face to face with a defendant in front of a judge is mentally stimulating. Laughing at them going in and out of court is comical. No one in this planet has sued more people than me. Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. Losers are still wins. I have filed over 5,000 lawsuits in my lifetime. Wrote a book on it. I'm about to sue some YouTubers too. Not you though. I like you. When I say YouTubers, I'm going pro se all the way, baby. Let them pay $550K for a lawyer to dance pro se with me. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he was banned from filing any more lawsuits. So I don't know how that works, but let me go back to see. Apparently he lost all his lawsuits beside the one where he sued his mother. That's what I just saw on X. And yeah, I've been hiding in the bushes. I need to see that one. I wonder if it's in here. YBE. I wonder if it's in this book. Oh, do the impression. I will. Yes, people were posting about this, laughing, saying he lost all of them, but no, they think he was bluffing. Yeah, he can't sue. They banned him from suing, I think. Is what we read on day one. I mean, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm just reading the book you wrote, JLR. Greatly written. Good for you. 5,000 lawsuits. It's wild. I can't even believe it. I cannot even believe it. Melly ASMR. He wrote the book. Come on. I know. That's why I'm saying. You're going to sue me for reading your book to the public? Doubt it. But I know other YouTubers are going in on him pretty hard too. So I don't know. Whatever. Shout out to you guys for being here. 2 hours later, I will be doing another reading of the book, but today I started really late because we've been covering 𝗏𝗄𝐿 Fitzsimmons. But tomorrow I plan to be online really early, streaming all the other cases we haven't talked about this week. So get ready for a plethora of Melly lives tomorrow. We're going to get caught up on Kenzie, a few new cases. I forget what else we were covering before 𝗏𝗄𝐿. Late night Melly. Yes, we can do a Melly after dark this weekend. We will do a Melly after dark. Here's where the term frivolous lawsuits come from. I can't believe it. I just can't. And where's Nancy Guthrie? Still missing, and he's still making money off of it. So I don't know why the Guthries don't sue him. But anyways, that's another discussion. Shout out to you guys for being here. Please, please, please hit the like button on the way out. Thanks for listening. I'm just learning the lore on this man. I will come tomorrow. Good night all. Okay, YBE. I'll be earlier tomorrow. Like, I don't know what time zone you're in, but I'm PST. So I'll be live starting around like noon. And I plan to do a reading early tomorrow. So I will see you guys there. Please give your girl a like on the way out. Thank you for being here. Go to sleep. And if I find out through my science technology brain, through the radars in my brain going to your brain, if I find out you guys are in your bed on your phone late at night, I'm going to sue you guys. Okay? Go to bed.